here we go. The 2021 season for Highland is underway. It's a line drive kick, bobbled and dropped at the goal line, picked up and then waved off. And this will be a touchback.
A little bit of a break there for Highland, I think. With the bobble, Boulder Creek would have stuffed him inside the 20.
So out comes Gage Daly in this Highland offense, ready to roll for their opening drive of the 2021 season, and Daly's third opening drive of his Highland career. Was trusted by his head coach Brock Farrell to start as a sophomore and is entering his senior year with all the Highland records in sight. The first play is a handoff, a straight give to Steven Trujillo, and he charges through the line for a strong gain. Kind of slipped at the end of the play, but a good play to start the season for the Hawks.
It's always interesting to see what teams come out with in the first offensive series of the season, because you know the coordinator's been sitting on that play for the last few months. So obviously Highland coming out of the gate with a gun run.
They'll go back to the shotgun. Trujillo again slips a tackle and picks up the first down out across the 35-yard line.
Got him by the shoestrings, Jack. He had a lot of room to run if he had been able to break that.
That was one of the things. Sorry, go ahead.
Got the first down yardage though.
That was one of the things that Max Davis was so good at last year, was breaking initial contact, and it seems like Trujillo is picking up right where Davis left off. Hard to bring down by the first guy that gets to him. Highland getting good push early up front. He's lined up to the left of Daly. They've kind of got a bunch set. Now Daly will motion out his tight end. Boulder Creek really tight in the box. Nobody's more than 15 yards down the field. Daly scrambles right, and now his first run of the season. He gets towards the sideline, he spins, and gets hammered out of bounds, but not before he's close to another Highland first down. So Daly looking nimble out of the pocket, and Highland is very close to moving the chains.
I think they're going to give it to him. He got it. That last effort right as he went out of bounds. Daly showcasing the spin move there at the end of the run. He's pulling the tricks out early here.
Yeah, didn't duck to the sideline. Got in play and stayed in play and fought forward for the first down. And now he bobbles the snap, picks it up. This is a broken play, and Daly trying to scramble out, gets dragged to the ground after the whistle. This play is ruled dead. Remember, in high school, as soon as the ball hits the ground, it is a dead ball in those situations. So it'll be second down and 11. Probably just opening drive jitters, Jack.
Yeah, they're going trips out left. Look for Gailey to try to air it out.
Send Hunter Stewart in motion. Now they throw the screen back towards the right side, and nothing doing. Malloy Hess on the catch. A strong block after the play on Cooper Stevens.
Yeah, he's going to get flagged.
He's going to elicit a Highland flag.
Or is it? We'll see who it's against.
So a strong start to this opening drive. Steven Trujillo with a couple nice runs. Burst off. Gage Daly, a first down run. Now things going in reverse for the Hawks.
Yeah, Jack, the refs were going to keep the flag in their pocket on the initial block, but then he got up, stood over him, seemed to be jawing at him a little bit. That's going to draw laundry every single time.
And something that this Highland coaching staff will likely address to Stevens. But there is value in that in setting the tone early. And again, as you mentioned before the game, there will be some chippiness tonight. These are two teams that do not like each other.
Yep. Third and a mile now.
Yeah, third down and 25. It'll be interesting to see if they'll test Daly's arm for the first time tonight. They will. He'll go across the middle, and that pass is broken up, and no flag. Either a perfectly timed hit or a little early, and the refs with a long rope tonight.
It was perfect, Jack. It was a little too perfect. I think he got there a half second early. I don't hate the no call, though. Let him play a little bit, keep the flag in your pocket early. But the Highland fans certainly wanted to see one.
So now the Highland Hawk punt team comes out, and this will be a change for Highland after they lose Jackson Ray, their all-conference kicker and punter. And so filling in the shoes of Ray is number 86, Preston Bryce. Good snap, and Bryce will send it away. And this is a nice kick. It's wobbling, but it's spiraling well, and getting swallowed up after the catch was Keegan Gaffney. And
yeah, he got taken down by a swarm of Hawks there. I think he's writhing on the ground in pain right now. He's wishing he gave that one a fair catch.
Interesting, because that had a lot of hang time, Jack. I don't really know exactly what Gaffney's plan was, because the Hawks were on him almost instantly, and that's really good tackling by the Hawks. They did not go early. They waited for Gaffney to secure the catch, but, man, they were on him at the very spot that he caught that punt.
Yeah, when there's that many guys ready to swarm the ball, it's usually there was a lapse in the punt coverage. I only saw one white shirt around Gaffney and 3 or 4 black Highland jerseys, so someone missed their assignment, and Gaffney's paying for it in more ways than one right now.
So he is down, and obviously we wish the best for Keegan Gaffney. Players are going to take a knee. Jack, let's talk a little bit about this Highland defense as they get ready to enter on the field. Pardon me, that's not Gaffney. That is number 15 for Boulder Creek, as he'll be helped off the field. This Highland defense, incredibly strong last year.
Right, they're a well-disciplined bunch, Jack. Hardly ever out of place. If they're going to get beat, it's not going to be because of any mistakes they made. It's just going to be because they were overpowered. I think look for these guys to be filling gaps, be good in coverage down the field as well, and make life hard for this Boulder Creek offense.
Last year, this defense, 6 interceptions, 12 sacks, 44 tackles for loss. They forced 6 fumbles. They recovered 3. So Boulder Creek will start. It's their first play from scrimmage. It's a quarterback draw. It really does not go that far, as on the carry is Jaden Clifford, who is filling the shoes of Bear Milicek, one of the best players that Desert Ridge has ever had, as we mentioned earlier, now in New Mexico. Clifford, quarterback draw in the first play. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, like I mentioned, the first play of a team's season, the coordinator's been sitting on that one for a few months. An interesting play there, but I think he just wanted to see what his line could do and how the Highland defensive line would respond. Obviously, his answer was a swarming coverage by that Highland defensive line.
And there's the man replacing Cisneros. That's Jalen Gibson on the pitch out to the right side. He'll get 6. And that'll make it a quick third down. So third down and medium from their own 33-yard line. And the first test of the season for this Highland Hawk defense.
See how they set up here. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a third straight run.
They'll take the snap. They'll roll out left. They'll keep rolling out as the pressure comes, and down he goes. And the first sack of the season belongs to Fisher K-Mac. That's no surprise. In the backfield, 6'6", 220. That is menacing.
The Boulder Creek offensive line tried to set that left edge, and K-Mac came flying by. Quarterback just tucked the ball. No chance. Boulder Creek will punt away.
Inauspicious start for the Jaguars. And just too much time to allow K-Mac, who covers a lot of ground with his frame, to get into the backfield. That ball had to come out a couple seconds quicker.
K-Mac at 6'6", 220 is a lot to deal with.
High snap. Ball gets away from the punter. He tries to dive on it. He loses it. He picks it up at his own 2-yard line, and Highland is in prime position early in the first quarter.
Well, that's a gift.
You'll take it.
You have to.
So the high snap puts Highland first and goal at the 2-yard line, and out come the Hawks trying to punch it in.
That's one of those things you probably see all over the Valley in the first week. This week is the things like that, fundamentals, basics being a little bit rusty in the first game. Long snaps, exchanges.
They're bringing in a ton of beef. And here comes Trujillo straight through the middle. Touchdown, Highland. 6-0 with 6:32 left in the first quarter. And in one play, they turn a high snap on the Boulder Creek punt into 6 points.
Very efficient drive, Jack.
One play for 2 yards. That's about as good as you could ask
for.
A
model of efficiency. But on a serious note, you really do want to do that when the defense and the special team set you up in a situation like that. Don't mess around. Don't give Boulder Creek any confidence that they can stuff that in that goal line situation. Just punch it in right away. Get it done.
Crew Crockett, in his junior year, he'll take over for Ray in the kicking duties. His kick is pure. It's 7-0. So the sequence of events that leads up to that touchdown, a Fisher K-Mac sack, a bad snap, and a punt that rolls all the way back to the Boulder Creek 2-yard line, and then a Steven Trujillo rushing touchdown to get on the board.
I think they're saying that kick was no good, Jack. I just heard that over the PA, and the scoreboard's still reading 6.
Interesting.
It looked good from here.
It looked good from my point of view. Of course, I'm not down on the field. So Crockett's kick is not pure, and it's still a 6-0 game. Either way, Highland will take it. They're on the board first. They're in the driver's seat and in control of this game. So Highland getting set to kick it away. Preston Bryce will get ready to send it deep. And Highland, they're no strangers to starting fast. Last couple of seasons, they have jumped out of the gate. Last year started out 4-0 before a loss at home to Queen Creek. Spiraling kick handled at the 3-yard line. Big hole up the center. And tripped up at the 32-yard line. Penalty flag on the play. But a strong return depending the penalty flag on who it is. Actually, that flag will be pushed back to the 25-yard line. So if this is against Boulder Creek, this could push them well back into their own territory.
Yep, it's an illegal chop block.
Sometimes when the hole is that big, you know that there's probably something nefarious going on.
Right. And there was, I saw some carnage in the middle there. And sure enough, the refs on their game early.
So Clifford comes back out. Senior quarterback. He's waited a long time to have the keys to the convertible for this Jaguar offense. In the shadow of Milicek the last couple seasons. But that's the right guy to learn from.
Right.
So Clifford in the gun. Jalen Gibson will now swap from his right side to his left side. Single coverage at the bottom of your screen. Again, it's a quarterback keep, and again, about 6 or 7 Highland jerseys are there to meet him. Short gain sets up 2nd down and 10.
So far, Highland really not fooled by that quarterback keeper. We'll see if they keep rolling with it, or if they kind of stash it away for the rest of this game.
And it looks like they're going to move Clifford off the field and bring in a new quarterback, Rowan McKenzie, who's a sophomore at 6'2". So the leash was short for Clifford.
Convertible driver by committee, Jack.
Exactly. And they'll throw a tunnel screen. They'll make it easy on their new quarterback. And again, they're not going anywhere. Trent Scott had the reception. He's their fullback, but he was knocked out of bounds. Again, this is exactly what you brought up with the Highland defense, Jack. They just seem to swarm to the ball. They're never out of position.
Right, each play, there's only been 5 offensive snaps, but on all 5, I've seen a swarm of black jerseys around the ball. And that's not by mistake. This is a really well-coached, really sound Highland defense, and they do not mess around when it comes to putting 11 hats on the football.
3rd down and 8 from their own 15. You get the feeling that Boulder Creek really needs a positive step forward on this play. It'll be McKenzie who takes a snap. It's a delayed draw, and it is going nowhere. Gibson stuffed right about at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and long, and back out comes the punt team.
A lot of moving parts in the middle there, Jack. I didn't exactly know where the ball was going, but luckily the Highland defense did, and that's what matters.
And again, this is just a tough situation because now, after you just had the nightmare of your last 4th down, now you either go out and try to punt again, or you go for it from your own 15-yard line. Looks like they're going to try their 2nd attempt at a punt. We'll see how this snap goes. This one much better, albeit much softer. And a good kick will not reach the 50-yard line. No, it will. It'll push them back to their own 49. And good kick coverage by Boulder Creek, who tags down Highland at the 49-yard line of the Jaguars.
Big sigh of relief for the Boulder Creek sideline after the disastrous first punt attempt. A nice punt, nice snap, good coverage.
Everybody's afforded a breakfast ball in week 1. You just hate to use it up so deep in your own zone. They gifted Highland a touchdown. So 6-0 Hawks.
Another drive starting in plus territory, this time at the Boulder Creek 48-yard line.
Gage Daly comes out, and he'll keep it. And the pressure comes immediately. Gage Daly steps through, rushes forward, and picks up 7 or 8. Good run by Daly.
Incredible poise in the pocket, Jack. Collapsing around him, arms flying all over the place. Gage calculates, tucks, runs, and picks up 8 on 1st down. Positive play.
Yeah, that's a mark of a senior quarterback, Jack. Especially a senior quarterback that started 3 years, not phased by the pressure in his face.
Can't teach experience.
Just stepped through it, picked up 9 yards, 2nd down and 1. Bunch set, bottom of your screen. Handoff is Trujillo. No, Daly fumbled it, but he's on top of it. That'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Daly makes sure a nightmare does not occur there for Highland. Bad exchange. Like I was just saying, week 1, you're going to see those iffy exchanges, especially with a new running back in Trujillo. You know, Daly's used to putting the ball right in Davis's chest, and not like they haven't been practicing it for the last month plus, but game day jitters, you're going to see some slippery hands.
That's the thing. It's not like they haven't been practicing these plays. They have. Even Boulder Creek was practicing their punt. It's just different when fans are in the stands and the lights are on a Friday night. Still 3rd down and short, and Highland still got the football, and there's Trujillo straight through for the 1st down.
Man, he runs hard.
He picks the hole and charges right through it. And that's one of the advantages with number 44 of kind of not being as tall as Max Davis is. If you're a linebacker trying to identify, you can't see him behind the offensive line.
Right. He's tucked away.
This has been a fast-moving first quarter. We're already inside of 3 minutes. 1st down and 10 for Highland. Now it's Daly that keeps. Got bottled up after another 6-yard gain.
Daly showcasing his legs early. Haven't yet seen too much of that arm, but he is facilitating this offense nicely. Coach Farrell should be pleased with how his 3rd-year starter's been playing.
So it was a gain of 4, making it 2nd down and 6 from the Boulder Creek 34. Trujillo will move from Daly's right to Daly's left. Gage takes the snap. Pressure is coming immediately. How did Daly get away from that? Now he's in a foot race to the sideline, and he'll get dragged down from behind. Penalty flag on the play. Daly's across the line to gain for a 1st down. We'll see what the penalty's for.
I could not tell. It looked like it came in the area of the tackle. The tackle was clean, however. Not entirely sure who they're going to get here. Holding on the offense. Interesting. The flag came in right around where the tackle was made, but they must have been looking inside, closer to the scrum. That'll back them up.
So that'll back them up to about 2nd down and 11, as that was midway through the play. So this next snap will come from the 35-yard line. 2nd and 11. Daly in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off. Trujillo. He's just really good at finding the holes. Picks up about a gain of 4.
Yeah, solid run, but not enough on 3rd down. I'm a little bit curious the play call there. Excuse me, 2nd down. Play call makes a little more sense now.
So, yeah, you want to set out 3rd and medium. Highland did just that. 3rd down and 7. This broadcast is brought to you by Valence Semiconductors and a whole host of sponsors we'll mention across the broadcast. They're making this Highland Hawks TV network live stream possible. 3rd down, swing pass Trujillo, and he's tripped up. Really nice tackle by Weston Jones.
The Boulder Creek defense had no trouble getting in the backfield. It's just so far Highland's been elusive. Until that play, they kind of really did get in there early and disrupted things between Daly and Trujillo. Set up a 4th down and really no man's land here. It looks like the Highland offense is going to go for it just inside the 30-yard line.
You like that call?
The play call? Yeah, I think it's a play that, based on what he's seen so far, would work, but Boulder Creek snuffed it out. 4th down.
This will come from the 31. Daly, plenty of time. Trujillo's open in the flat. He makes the catch. He slips a tackle, and he's in the clear for the touchdown. Penalty flag at the end of the play. Referee signals touchdown. Trujillo going to celebrate with his teammates, but we'll see what the call is for.
I think the play is going to stand. They might get Trujillo for taunting as he inside the 5 there. Played with the ball a little bit. We'll see, though.
What a start for the Hawks if this play stands. And how did Steven Trujillo get that wide open out of the backfield?
It's a broken coverage. He comes out of the backfield on a wheel. Not only does he get open to get the 1st down yards, and then he slips a couple tackles and is into the end zone.
So the call stands. It is a Highland Hawks touchdown.
Did they pick up the flag, or did they get him on taunting?
If they got him on taunting, they will enforce it on the kick. That touchdown comes with 8.8 seconds left. And I'll be sure about this one. It's good.
It's good.
13-0.
Wait until we saw those arms up from the Zebras.
So Highland leads at 13-0. This broadcast brought to you by Brown Law Group, Slate Restoration, and Tight Seal. Making this broadcast possible, and what a start to the season for the Highland Hawks.
This is going to be a huge drive for Boulder Creek, Jack. Down a couple scores now, have not been able to get anything going on offense. They're in danger of having this game slip away if they can't at least put together a respectable drive here.
Jack, it just looks to me like Boulder Creek is a team trying to replace 3-year starters at quarterback and running back.
Yeah, I'm not super surprised as both teams came in looking to prove that they can replace those big holes in their roster. So far, Highland's done it a whole lot better than Boulder Creek. Much to the delight of this robust home crowd.
Well, we wondered how Highland would replace 22 touchdowns. Steven Trujillo has 2 already. And what a play on kick coverage for Highland. Everything going right for the Hawks in this first quarter. as the return man for Boulder Creek, Chris Gialonza, was tripped up.
So just open field tackle.
Yeah, 4.9 seconds left. Highland special teams has been 5-star tonight.
Special teams, offense, defense. All three phases, Highland's been imposing their will.
That's a credit to this coaching staff and the work they've done over the summer. One of the things that Highland does well, a lot of teams have picked up across the valley, Jax. You look down at the sideline. They have huddle up almost immediately after the play, coaching the players up, reviewing the things. There's still teachable, coachable moments, even on touchdown plays like that. Last play of the first quarter, in all likelihood. And it'll be Clifford to hand it off to Gibson, and he's got a lane to the outside. Breaks free and charges across the line to gain for a Jaguar first down to end the first quarter.
Just what the doctor ordered for Boulder Creek, a nice 13-yard gain. Calm the nerves a little bit, remind those kids we can move the ball. This is our offense.
So 13-0 Highland leads it. We'll flip fields and bring you back for the second quarter. But right now the Hawks aren't in control in this game, brought to you by Valens Semiconductors. We'll be back on the other side of this break. Highland 13, Boulder Creek 0. Welcome back to Gilbert, Arizona. Jack Johnson, Jack Loader. 13-0 Highland. Highland fans, this game is brought to you by Brown Law Group. Not your average suit and tie personal injury law firm. When you call Byron Brown, he will personally take your call and handle every aspect of your accident case. He'll fight passionately to help you receive full and fair compensation for your injuries without having to pay any legal fees up front. First down and 10 after the first down rush by Jalen Gibson. He's in motion from the receiver slot. Instead, it is Clifford who keeps it. Not much on first down.
I wondered their last drive if they were going to stick with the quarterback keeper. Looks like they have. That one for 3 yards is, believe it or not, the best result they've had on that play all night.
It's just interesting how simple the playbook looks through the first quarter for Boulder Creek. Not a ton of passing.
Very one-dimensional thus far.
It's allowed Highland to key in on the quarterback. Nobody is further back than about 8 yards away from where this ball will be snapped. Jet sweep to Gibson, and he's going nowhere. Highland chases him down to the sideline. They'll make it third down.
They're setting the edge really well on defense, Jack. I haven't seen a play yet where Boulder Creek even had a chance to get outside the hash or outside the numbers and make something happen.
Gibson will check out, and coming in is Chris Gialonza. The question here is, will Desert Ridge throw the ball on third down? And how much trust do they have in Jaden Clifford, who came out for a few plays and was replaced by Rowan McKenzie? Now Clifford is back, and they're after him, and he is bottled up. He releases it. He had a man open, but Highland was in the backfield before he could get the ball away, and on the pressure was Octavius Fan.
Almost immediately, Fan was in the backfield. McKenzie had no time to throw. Had to throw it off his back foot. If he hits him in stride, it could be a big play, even a score for Boulder Creek. But that blitz from Highland was too much. I think they brought 6 on the pass rush that time.
That was a good call, Jack. They were bringing pressure, and they're almost daring him
Bring in the house.
to throw. And then when they finally did throw, they weren't going to give him any time to get rid of the ball.
Looks like Boulder Creek taking a timeout here. Can't imagine they'd be going for it, but with the punting adventures they've had so far tonight, may seem like a more appealing option.
It's 4th and 7 from their own 35. You're kind of in that range of the field where going for it is at least presented to you as an option, but is it the right decision?
I wouldn't. I mean, you're inside your own 40. You don't want to create a short field and just more confidence and swagger for Gage Daly in this offense if they were to get the ball with the short field. Highland is yet to really make, Boulder Creek is yet to really make Highland go the length of the field. So for me, I'd punt it away. You had a great punt last time after the disastrous first one. Instill some more confidence in your long snapper and your punter and kick the ball away here, Jack. Looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. If it was 4th and inside 5, I'd maybe think about it a little more, but 4th and 7, with the way this defense has been bearing down on them, get the ball away.
You're still making an attempt. We're still kind of in the range where Boulder Creek reasonably could make a comeback in this game if things turn around, so the punt, obviously, a good decision.
Yeah, 100%. It's still relatively early. We're just a couple minutes into the second quarter. And Boulder Creek has time to turn things around, but if Highland keeps playing the way that they are, it could be a long night for the Jags.
It's favorable field position after a 22-yard punt. Leaves Highland with the ball at their own 43-yard line. Gage Daly's shown a lot more skill with his legs than his arm, but he really hasn't needed to throw that much tonight.
3 men out left again, Jack.
And it's a handoff on first down. Nice job breaking through into the backfield by the Boulder Creek defense. Caleb Weekoff and Evan Reed combined for the tackle.
I tell you what, one of those Highland receivers jumped a little bit early. We could have seen a
back in, and he's hit hard, and the ball is out. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Jaguars, and here's a chance to turn this game around. Inside the 20 and inside the 10, the Jaguars are on the board on a strip sack touchdown. It was picked up by number 88, and he went all the way in for the score.
Well, I was a little early on my praise for the Boulder Creek defense. The right end comes around the left tackle, almost untouched, and blows up Daly in the backfield. Ball went flying. The ball was laying on the ground untouched for a few seconds there before an army of white shirts picked it up and ran into the end zone untouched. About a 40-yard touchdown return. Every big man's dream on that defensive line.
Hey, he's probably gassed on the far sideline.
Get an oxygen tank.
50 yards, untouched. So touchdown for the Jaguars has made it a 22-6 game pending the extra point.
That'll change the tune a little bit.
Absolutely. The Jaguars ran a man on late and brought him back off the field. They already have their 11. And the kick is good, so 22-7. Fans, this game is brought to you by Cure All Plumbing. For over 15 years, local family-owned plumbing company. It's been servicing the entire Phoenix area. Towns like Tempe, Gilbert, Scottsdale, all over the valley. A family-owned rental property. We take genuine pride in the quality of their work. If you ever need a plumber, call Cure All Plumbing. We'll go down to the third member of our team. Cam Miner standing down on the sidelines. Take it away, Cam.
You know, Tyler, you just had your first game yesterday, full fan. What kind of players?
What's up?
Just energetic, and it hits you right in the heart, because after a whole year of not having fans in the stadiums, either high school, college, even in the NFL, it just brings that other level of competitiveness out of any player, coaches even also.
You're an alumni of Highlands. You've had your successes. You graduated. You're kind of far separated a few years now. What makes you keep coming back and show love to your alma mater?
It's just being great to the ones who were great to me, really. Just showing love to the coaches, the players, the ones who showed me support. When I'm at ASU, they come to the games and show love, so it's only right to do it back.
Only right to do it back. At the end of the day, maybe in a few years, you think you'll be up there in the Hall of Fame, Highlands Hall of Fame,
Man, that's a tough one. That's Coach Fair on that one.
Thanks, Cam. So after Matt Martinez came into the game and one play, man, welcome to the game. Blindside explosion. Knocks the ball out of Martinez's hands. It's a scoop and score, and still a 15-point game in a game that has been in the reins of Highlands since really the opening minutes. And so a drive of value for the Hawks as they try to reestablish that 3-score lead heading into the locker room. And the first man to carry on this drive, Steven Trujillo. He powers to the right side. That's a pound-for-pound runner, Jack.
He is. Like I said earlier, he runs hard. He seeks contact. He's not afraid of it. And that play, Jack, puts some momentum back on the Boulder Creek sideline, but still a sizable lead for Highland. If they can get the ball down the field in the last couple minutes of this half and put the ball in the end zone, I think they're still going to be sitting pretty in the locker room at halftime.
Interesting, the decision to pull off Daly on that last play. I'm just trying to show a lot of different looks.
Maybe Daly was a little bit shaken up still from getting hit on that touchdown throw a couple drives earlier.
Trujillo's in the flat. He's got a lot of speed and a nice open field tackle. As he bangs forward across the 45. It's another first down for Highland as this offense has been firing on all cylinders tonight.
Trujillo's got to be close to, if not over, 100 yards by now, Jack. A lot of touches, a lot of open field running, and just getting yards after contact.
That's one of the things. He didn't run the ball a ton last year, but through the air, he was impressive. And here comes the screen to Trujillo. He's got space. He's got another first down. He's got more than that. He's got about 5 yards past the line to gain inside the 40-yard line of the Jaguars, and they continue to march.
Train's coming, Jack. Get off the tracks.
Minute 15 left, and the ball on the Jaguar 37. Highland looking to go into the locker room with a little more points than they have now. Daly, plenty of time, throws across the middle. The pass is caught and skirting away, making a cut to the outside. Now in a foot race to the corner, extends his arms, and out of bounds at the 1-yard line was Cole Crandall, looking for his second touchdown of the night.
Crandall with a beautiful run after catch. He shakes and bakes his way inside the 10-yard line. I thought he reached for the pylon, just out of bounds on the far side at the 1-yard line.
And the Hawks are going to bring the jumbo package out. Daly hands it off, straight give, and the power will be stopped at the 2-yard line. Good tackle on the play by Joey Parrish.
Knew they were going to run it up the middle. You knew they were going to run it up the middle. I knew they were going to run it up the middle, and that they did, and Boulder Creek was ready for it.
We'll see if they go with the same play. Bunch left. Here comes the handoff. Going left, charging forward, and this time they're in for the touchdown.
Ground and pound, hard-nosed football. Don't mess around inside the 5. Give it to your guy. Let him barrel his way forward. Like I said, they didn't even need the whole 2 minutes, did they?
Efficiency, speed,
domination,
power, and quickness. Themes of that drive for Highland. Kick is up and good. It is a 29-7 game, so they get the touchdown back in about 90 seconds. And Highland flexing their muscle in this first half. You get the feeling that they weren't even really in top gear. Scoop and score, so it has been a famished night offensively for the Jaguars. Coming out to play quarterback on the final series, Rowan McKenzie. And there's your answer, Jack. A straight handoff for a gain of 2 will take us into the locker room. Reminder that we'll go down to the field for Cam Miner, who will have Coach Farrell and his thoughts on this first half. He's got to be happy with the performance, but if there is one critique, what do you think it'll be?
Well, the penalties, I think they had about, I don't have the exact number in front of me, but they had about 6 or 7 penalties. On offensive line laps, obviously on the scoop and score, but I can't imagine there's going to be a whole lot for Coach Farrell to harp on in the locker room.
Both teams coming off the field. It is Highland 29, Boulder Creek 7. Cam Miner is caught up with Coach Brock Farrell down on the sidelines. Cam, let's get Coach's thoughts on this first half.
This first half really good for you guys. What are your thoughts on you guys' first half?
Well, I think our defense. I don't even know. They're playing amazing. I'd love to get rid of all the penalties. So obviously we. Some of them did, some of them like, but whatever. And that was my back.
You go home. In real life, you don't go home. So what do you do when you go in and you tell your team just to go into this next half 0-0?
Well, I actually don't tell them 0-0. I tell them we got to get a 42-point lead because then the clock runs. So I'm going to tell the guys, finish the job. They're down. You got to step on them when they're down because that's what great competitors do. And if we can get a 42-point lead, we can get everybody in this game. So
42-point lead, trying to get everybody to play. And, after momentum changed, like the fumble, they scored down and answered, what does that speak to, like, the Highland mentality?
Well, I just think, we got resilient, mature kids. And I think they all knew that that was my fault, basically. Nobody got down on Joseph, our backup quarterback. It was a stupid play call, and I told them all that. And so they're like, okay. And we just do our thing. So, yeah.
If you look at fans, you see families, you see students.
This is awesome. This is the best part about Friday night. We got lights. We got the national anthem with the best band in the state. We got the best student section in the state. This is what we all missed last year. So this is awesome.
Question for you, Coach. Friday night, everybody's happy. Where are you going after the game? How are you guys? What are you guys going to do after the game?
That's a good question. The players go to somebody's house and they have an after party. The coaches will have to figure out which restaurant to hit up that's locally, support our local guys around here.
All right, for sure.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
No
Cameron.
problem.
Restaurant, you guys.
Hi, I'm Byron Brown, personal injury attorney. How do you know if I'm the right guy to settle your claim? Because I got this scale thing? Nope. Because I have all these law books? Nah. Because I'm wearing this fancy blue suit? Bull. I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call. No BS. I'm the anti-lawyer lawyer.
You're back here on the Highlands football scene. What does that kind of mean to you? You see the fans coming back into the stands. What does that kind of mean to you?
It's exciting. Being gone for 2 years, definitely miss football, definitely miss playing, but it's exciting to get out here, get to see some of the guys that, were freshmen when I graduated, and, get to come out here to see them all ball out. And, the Highland crowd's fun to be around. So it'll be weird being a part of it, but I'm excited to be back. So.
It's not like you're just coming back to watch strangers on the field. Now, you have some family members there. You have your brother. What's kind of the advice you give your little brother just while he's out there on the field? Or,
just go out there, play. Make a name for yourself. Just really go out there, play, do your best every single play, and try to lift others up. Be a leader.
Be a leader. Make plays. You might go out there, make some plays. There's gonna be some questions about who's the hardest hitter, who's the better brother. What would you say about that?
I'd say, we're all different. Cam kind of set that expectation high of being the hardest hitter, but, Cash is right up there with us, so I'm not too worried about him being a hard hitter.
Okay. Then, you're coming back, everybody's watching, you're gonna see friends and family in the stands, just the community. What is the community of Highlands what does that represent to you?
Just support. Nobody thought Highland my senior year was going to be what we were, and every single game our crowd showed out, and I think just the Highland community is just support. Never have to worry about Highland not being at the game. So.
And I know it's a long time ago. We got to throw back to when you was out there on the field putting on those pads and cleats. What was your favorite memory when you were a Highland Hawk?
Can't go with any other thing other than playing Chandler in the semis my senior year. That game was crazy. We had a ton of people there. We ended up losing by 1, but that's the greatest football memory I've ever had.
That's nice. It seems like it's bigger than football. I think that's what the coaches try to preach. That's what everybody kind of tells them in football. What does the Highlands help you do as you graduate and as you succeeded in other aspects of life?
Yeah, so I think something that I took away from Highland football, Highland in general, was the brotherhood that we had my senior year. Just kind of taught me how to have other people's back and trust in other people, having mine. And I've just seen that, the last 2 years I've been on my mission, and how to put my trust in others, other people how to trust me. And I feel like Highland set me up great for that, just earning the trust of other people and trusting other people.
Like you said, you just got back from your mission. Now it's time to get back on the field. Where are you going? Where are you going again for football? And just what are you kind of looking forward to getting back on the field?
Yeah, so I'm going to Southern Utah University up in Cedar City, Utah. And just looking forward to getting back to playing. It's been a while, and definitely I miss football. And like I said, just excited to get back to the grind and get ready to start popping some people. That's football for you. Get ready, start popping some people. I'm sure once you get that rust off, it's going to be back like nothing ever left. So thank you. Appreciate you.
Favorite food is steak,
French dip sandwiches,
fettuccine alfredo,
pancakes, mashed potatoes,
burger.
my mom's eggs and noodles,
Favorite food, Pop-Tart.
seared broccoli,
Pizza.
spam,
Favorite food is poke bowls, steak.
favorite food, toast,
Bean cheese burrito.
sushi,
Favorite food, horse. Favorite food, sub sandwiches.
fried chicken,
Favorite food, steak.
street tacos, pizza, Fruit Loops.
Let's just talk a little bit about last season, 2020. It was a tough year. You were talking behind a face shield. We had masks on.
Yep.
It was really different. You didn't know if you were going to get all the games in, but you did.
Yep.
You made it all the way to championship game and lost. How much does that fuel you this year?
Well, I guess the loss fuels you a little bit. You can just remind kids that usually lasts about 2 plays. But The biggest thing is, I think it just showed the resiliency of the type of players that we have here. No matter what change happened, which it seems like change happened every day, they adapted and they had themselves ready so that when the season came, we were able to compete. I was proud of the kids at the sacrifices they made last year socially so that we could get 11 games. I know they sacrificed a lot, and half of high school is all of the fun social things to do with friends.
Yeah.
So the fact that they sacrificed that for something in reality bigger than themselves, I think that'll pay dividends in their life when they're old like me.
So now, this season, you've been working throughout the summer, throughout the spring, getting ready. As you look across the schedule, what are the games that you're kind of looking at? Obviously, starting this week, Boulder Creek.
If you look at our schedule, literally every week is like that. Right now it's Boulder Creek, and I'm not gonna lie, I really want Chandler back again, but that's just a personal thing from me coaching there and still having a lot of friends on the coaching staff and all that. But in reality, if you don't take it 1 week at a time, somebody's gonna beat us. We have a SEC West type schedule where there's no off week, and anybody can beat anybody on Friday night, and it's not just rhetoric. It's like you look at our schedule, everybody's good, and teams that I thought might be 500 to 7-win teams are better now.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, every week we just got to start over again and only worry about us that week and how we're going to scheme to beat that team. The rest will fall.
Okay, so you're scheming for Boulder Creek this week.
Yep.
Now they no longer have Jacob Cisneros, so that helps.
That is a bonus.
That is a
that
bonus.
Kid was special.
Very special, conference player of the year. But there are still players you got to watch out for. They got a great offensive line. So what are the challenges you see going up against them?
Just like any good program, they just reload. They are a good program. They weren't just a good team last year. They're a good program. Coach Casarella has done a great job, and he's really brought them, I think, to what's the word I want to know? Relevant? Not relevance. I don't know if that's the right word, but like if Boulder Creek's on your schedule, you better come to play or they're going to beat you. So that's the type of team they are. It appears like they graduated quite a few, so they'll be young, which will be to our advantage, but we're young too, especially on defense, so we got to show them we got to play our best or they will beat us.
because this is week one, none of these teams really know what they have, Jack. A lot of people have, because this is week Welcome back to Gilbert, Arizona. There you see the score. It is 29-7 after a first half dominated by Highland. We're just a couple seconds away from the start of the second. Jack Johnson, Jack Loader on the call. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Valens Semiconductor Solutions, a leading technical solutions provider for the technology, energy, life sciences, natural resources, and transportation industries for over 40 years. Valens has offered personalized order management, on-site field support, comprehensive training, and applied expert engineering services utilizing automation, fluid handling, process control, heating, and filtration products. Folks, just buy the semiconductors. They're terrific. And they're sponsoring tonight's broadcast in a Highland Hawk-led 29-7 game. And I'll bring in Jack Loader. Jack, this is a first half, even the 7 points, just kind of a gift from Highland, a broken line coverage. Matt Martinez got sacked, fumbled the ball. So really, most everything has gone right. What are the things that they look to improve on in this second half?
Well, they got to be a little more disciplined, Jack. I mentioned at the end of the first half, a lot of laundry on the field for them. I think they're doing a great job in the trenches, but they could be providing a little bit more on the interior of that offensive line. We've seen Boulder Creek in the backfield a few too many times. And I got to say, Highland, as impressive as they were in that first half, that ad read you just ripped off was just as impressive.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was 3 years of broadcasting experience. Trained me for that. Folks, we hope you enjoyed the halftime show. Went out on Wednesday, and Cam and I really had a blast recording those. More content like that coming your way throughout the season. This game also brought to you by Slate Restoration, Tight Seal, Cure All Plumbing, the Mahoney Group, and Kuzer Orthodontics out in Mesa, Arizona. So Highland received the opening kick, so they'll kick it away to the Jaguars to start the second half. Gage Daly, boy, has he been spectacular. I mean, he was spectacular in his first 2 years. He is probably one of the more underrated quarterbacks in terms of the recruiting level that he's seen, because, and now that you've seen him up close and in person, Jack, your first time, what are your thoughts on what you've seen tonight?
Well, he's been incredibly impressive. It's not just with his arm, it's with his legs and the ability to read every play. I think Coach Farrell's putting a lot of trust in this third-year quarterback, as he should, and it's paying off in dividends here tonight. Daly's been able to get outside the pocket, make reads. There have been times where he gets outside the hash marks and he tucks it and runs. Other times where he's got almost to the opposite sideline and thrown across his body for a 40-plus yard touchdown. So Gage Daly's really opening up the entire bag tonight, not keeping anything locked. And much to the delight of this packed Highland crowd, he is putting on a show in the opener.
Yeah, Highland has stuffed the grandstands. And after a year where it was kind of mishmash in terms of how many fans could show up to home games, how many fans could show up to road games, no restrictions this year. Everybody's on the field. Everybody's in the stands. And all the games expected to be played this year. Highland really one of the only teams that played all 10 regular season games last season.
It's a pretty extraordinary feat.
It really is.
At all levels of football, high school, college, and even the NFL. I think most teams, even if they got every game in at the highest level, there were issues all year. So kudos to the Highland squad for being able to get through that season.
When we went down, we talked to Coach Farrell, and I mean, if you're watching the halftime show, you saw it. There was a lot of social sacrifices that these players had to make.
Right. I think that discipline on the field that we've talked about, especially on defense, translates off the field as well. I think a big part of running a really good football program is the culture, and that culture doesn't start and end with what you do together and on the field. So I think props to Coach Farrell for instilling those values in his players, and it's paid off last year in a run to the state championship game, and I think this year it'll only continue to pay dividends.
Highland up 29-7 27. Also just the replacement of Max Davis up in the air. Steven Trujillo really didn't carry the ball a ton last year. Was more of a threat out of the backfield as a pass catcher. He's kind of the change of pace to Davis. Boy, has he been impressive tonight.
He's been amazing. And I didn't get to watch Max Davis run in person, but I can't imagine this much of a drop-off to this performance we've seen from Steven Trujillo. I mean, he's run hard. He's run inside the hash. He's run outside the hash. And he's given this Boulder Creek defense a massive headache tonight.
Just week 1, too. I mean, conventional wisdom says this Highland Hawk team will get better as the season goes on. And so exciting things to come for Highland in 2021 if this is the product that they're going to put on the field week after week. Jack, they're ranked the 8th best team in Arizona by AZ Central, and you could argue it was a little low based off of their finish last year, runner-ups in the 6A division. But this year, you know, it was kind of a lot of question marks. Who was going to be the running backs? Who was going to be the receiver? They lost Cooper Brown, who was their best defensive lineman, one of their star defensive players for the past 3 years. Obviously had to sit out his junior year with a season-ending injury, but those are the guys that they're going to miss, and all of a sudden they're getting guys to step in almost immediately.
Right, well, those question marks have been answered in a profound manner tonight. I think the Boulder Creek offensive line is going to prove to be one of the weaker in this division, but we'll see how they fare against tougher opponents in the trenches. But so far, so good for the Highland linemen.
Highland will send it deep. And here comes some more trickery. It is kept by the original return man going left. And, man, he is hammered at the 15-yard line. What a hit.
He is planted like a tree at the 15, stopped in his tracks.
Great tone setter to start the first play of the second half, Jack.
Can't ask for much better from your coverage team there. Like I said in the first half, Jack, all 3 phases of the game firing on all cylinders for Highland.
So in the quarterback carousel that has gone on all throughout tonight, sometimes it's been Jaden Clifford. Other times it's Rowan McKenzie. It's McKenzie to start the second half, and he'll throw a swing pass to the outside. Highland's all over it.
The coverage of these Highland defenders, especially the linebackers and those edge rushers, has been phenomenal. They're really playing sideline to sideline tonight. Boulder Creek cannot get outside the defense.
Now, how about this night by Cole Crandall coming in to make the stop, has a touchdown catch, has another long reception. He's the star of this game.
Versatile player. Need a lot of those.
That pass was brother to brother. That was Rowan to Andrew McKenzie. Rowan, high snap, fakes to his brother, throws in the flat. Pass is caught. Hard hit. Put on by Joseph Allen coming up from the free safety spot. But it's still good for a first down.
I think the theme of this game, Jack, has been, I've heard you say probably 7 or 8 times now, hard hit on a Boulder Creek player. And the black jerseys on defense swarming to the ball and punishing when they do.
Move the ball out to the 26. And just about the 3rd or 4th first down of the night for the Jaguars. McKenzie's got it. Oh, man, he had a man open on that slant.
He did. A lot of green grass in front if they were able to complete that pass, but just a little bit too much mustard put on it from McKenzie. Incompletion. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And really one of the first times that Highland has lost their tag on a Boulder Creek receiver.
It was a little bit of misdirection at the line, almost a pick play where the intended receiver went underneath and found himself a little green. I'm sure he's frustrated with the way that ball came out of McKenzie's hand.
2nd down and 10. McKenzie's got it. K-Max chasing him. They throw it in the flat, and it's broken up. Nice defensive play by the Hawks. That was Crandall again.
Ball was going to be dropped anyway, but I'm sure he heard footsteps and You know, in football, you got to have a short memory, but I think these Boulder Creek players are definitely taking note of the hits being put on their teammates and themselves. And when they go over the middle, it's easy to get that in the back of your head when the ball's in the air.
That was Jack McFarland who was targeted on that play. Targeted on the last 2 plays. Highland has only had 3 down defensive linemen this entire drive, yet they're still bringing pressure. This is a 3-4 defense that really loves to bring at least 1 linebacker per play. They'll rush 3 here and allow McKenzie time to throw to McFarland on the near sideline. Pass is caught, but it'll be 4th down. And decision time again.
Decision time again. It's going to be 4th and short, and Boulder Creek, I think, with the way the score's going and the way this Highland offense has been running through the Boulder Creek defense, I think they got to go for it here.
They'll run in some taller guys, and so looks like the decision has been made. They'll go for it. And the personnel indicates that this will likely be a run play. In fact, they have brought in their quarterback, Jaden Clifford, but he's lined up in the receiving spot. McKenzie's going to hand it off, and this is right in the backfield, and then able to stumble forward and get close to the line to gain. Was St. John Schmidt.
No, he's well short.
But it looks like he's short, and it looks like Highland's going to take over, Jack.
Just another beautifully defended run defense by Highland there. Swarming to the ball, coming off their blocks, especially on that second level. And you see it's not just on the edge. The linebackers and the strong safety getting right up there in his grill, making sure he goes nowhere.
29-7. You've complimented the Jaguar defense. They've allowed a few big plays, but it's just tough to stop a prolific Highland offense like this when you're put in short field situations.
Right, and time again.
And
it's a product of the offense's ineptitude. They're not able to stay on the field.
Daly with time, gonna let it go. Beautiful ball to the corner, incomplete.
That was a pretty ball from Daly, Jack. It was broken up there over by the pylon, but a tight spiral, about 40 air yards, just looked effortless from the third-year starter.
I mean, it's rare that you'll hear me comment on how the pass looks in the air, but that was, as you mentioned, it was just crisp.
Just crisp.
In week 1, Daly had put that in the perfect position, just a really strong defensive play by the Jaguars to make it 2nd and 10, and not 35-7. And flags will come in before the play.
Just saying something like, what this time? What'd you get us on now?
And a full start will bring them back 5 yards. And there's the Ferals Fanatics voicing their displeasure. 2nd down and 15 after the full start. 2 wide receivers to the top. Daly keeps it. Slant route is open and caught. And this will be near a 1st down across the 25.
Just surgical from Daly, Jack, over the middle. No hesitation. Delivers a perfect ball in between the numbers. Moves the sticks.
They get the penalty right back. They get a 1st down. They move down to the 29-yard line, or rather the 24-yard line of Boulder Creek. They bring 4 wide receivers in. Hess, Bertrand Barry is also in. They send Mason Sparks in motion. Pressure comes immediately after Daly. Now he's got to make a man miss in the open field, and he does, and he scores for the touchdown. Gage Daly can do it all. Through the air, on the ground, it is 35-7.
A beautiful move from Daly in the second level to spring the touchdown, but it really comes on the backs of his offensive line. They parted the Red Sea as the pocket kind of collapsed on the back end. Daly was able to step up and had nothing but green grass in front of him. He makes one move, good blocks on the outside from the receivers, and he's got 6.
Gage Daly, 3rd-year starter, has sent electricity through the Highland grandstands once again. feeling that he's used to but probably never gets old. 36-7, and Highland in complete control of tonight's game.
The Highland faithful are in a frenzy. I don't think a single student has left that student section, even with the lopsided score. They're having fun here after a year off last year. I think they're soaking in every moment of this, Jack.
Yeah, this is as rowdy of a crowd as I've seen in, well, probably since my days as a sideline reporter in 2019. I mean, it's just fans did come out. There was a strong presence in the grandstands, especially towards the end of the season last year, but just nothing like this, nothing like those Friday night feelings.
It is. It really sounds football's back in a big way, and everyone in the stadium tonight's enjoying it.
I mean, even last night with Arizona State, what was it, about 40,000 showed up to last night?
40,000 strong, a record number of students. Both student sections last night at Sun Devil Stadium were completely full. A great atmosphere for them. We go one level down the next night, and the Valley's bringing it for me. It's a great introduction for myself to high school football in Arizona.
Yeah. Out here in Gilbert, this is big time under the lights high school football. And once again, it appears that the Highland Hawks have themselves a playoff contending team in week 1. Of course, you never want to get on board with the stereotypical week 1 overreactions, but just doesn't appear that Desert Ridge has the team to compete with the Hawks this year. A fumble on the opening kick, and then a pop that can be heard in the broadcast booth. A massive hit.
You're right, Chuck. You don't want to get into the overreaction game, but I think it's fair to say that Boulder Creek is going to be feeling a lot worse about how their 21-21 is going to play out. And Highland, I think they had high expectations for themselves, but they're going to be super pleased with this. Provided the score holds at the current margin, I think they'll go into next week with a whole lot of confidence.
And next week they're taking on the Pinnacle Pioneers. That game also at home. Former college is Spencer Rattler. So Pinnacle, they're getting a lot of attention.
Right. I mean, Rattler's right there. The Oklahoma QB is right there in the Heisman conversation. A Valley native. It's good to see.
Snap comes into the chest of McKenzie. This time they complete the slant. They're in open field. And across the 50, getting dragged down on the play by Cole Rude is Jack McFarland. But the best play offensively of the night for the Jaguars comes probably when it's too late. But at least this offense is getting their tires out of the mud.
Look, finally, we see the Boulder Creek offense able to get an explosive play and execute for about a 45-yard gain. Beautiful ball delivered right between the numbers of McFarland. He catches it. He seemed content with going down when he got caught. Wasn't looking to cough that ball up.
McKenzie looked left, came back right, pass behind his intended target. Looking for Ethan Caldwell on that play, and that'll make it 2nd and 10. It kind of seemed like Highland was just kind of content to give that slant up. I mean, that's about the 3rd time that they've allowed that play to go for yards, and finally Boulder Creek just executed on it.
Yeah, I think they're going to take it personally, though. This is a group on defense that's ferocious, man. They take every yard against them as a personal insult, from what I can tell. So I think we'll be able to see them get back to their rightful home in the Boulder Creek backfield here.
McKenzie show it to about every Pop Warner kid you can find. That was textbook.
Just a textbook form tackle there. I want to go back to that slip screen by K-Mac. K-Mac comes off the block. They let him into the backfield. I'm not sure that's such a great idea with his size and speed, because although he is out of the play now, he's got his hands up. He's got his hands in the quarterback's face. Made it a very uncomfortable throw for McKenzie.
And McKenzie had to take his throwing pocket down a couple notches to slip that out to Trent Scott. They're going to lead the offense out on 4th and 9 from the Highland 43. Blitz is picked up, and the pass is caught by McFarland, and he's breaking away. Inside the 5, McFarland scores. Touchdown, Jaguars.
All right. We're seeing a little life from this Boulder Creek offense, Jack. Another nice play. McFarland has been the star all night for a unit that has not provided much star power at all, and he finds the end zone for 6 here, just to make things a little bit closer in the final margin.
Back to the slant. And McFarland, the major contributor on that drive. Slant that started this drive, got this offense in gear at inside their own territory. And then on 4th down and 9, they go right back to the well as the kick is good to make it a 36-14 game. A little bit of window dressing on the scoreboard for the Jags.
And Coach Farrell's mentioned to Cam as he went in the halftime locker room that his goal for the second half is not, in fact, to tell his team it's a 0-0 game, but to tell them get it to a 42-point margin so we can have a running clock. And this Boulder Creek scoring drive there may have put the brakes on that desire for Coach Farrell, because now the lead is back to just 22. Still a comfortable margin for Highland, but that 42-point threshold where you can see the running clock run out the rest of this game is seeming like it might be a little out of reach. But if there's one thing this Highland offense has showed us all night, it can be explosive, it can be dominant. So I don't think they're going to take the foot off the gas anytime soon.
What it will do is it will keep these first-string offensive players out on the field for at least one more drive than was probably they were hoping for. So Boulder Creek will kick it off, and Highland has got 2 men deep again.
Haven't seen too much action from the Boulder Creek kickoff team. Aside from the opening kick, this will just be their second try. See if we see any more trickery in the return game for Coach Farrell and the Hawks.
And immediately on the sidelines, this Highland defense is gathered around the TV that they posted up on the benches on the sideline, studying what broke down on that last play. It's a pooch kick and a little bit of miscommunication as one guy was running back into right field, and the right fielder had his arms up. He was ready to catch it.
Exactly. No harm done, though. Secures the ball. I don't know if that was a little bit between a pooch and an onside attempt from Boulder Creek. I think they were just trying to create some chaos there in the mid-level of that Highland kick return unit.
Highland fans, tonight's game is brought to you by Slate Restoration. They're experienced emergency restoration services experts that take care of your damage and repair it as if it was their own. Understand the frustration you've experienced and look to take the burden and worry from you. They service communities all over the valley. First down and 10 from their own 37 for the Highland Hawks, and Daly will hand it off. Trujillo to the right side across the 40-yard line, and another positive gain on first down for the Hawks.
Trujillo's just been a yardage machine. He's been chewing up yards all night long. It seems like even when he's going to be bottled up at the line of scrimmage, he manages to fight his way for at least a 3 or 4 yard gain. That's a huge quality to have for a back, especially on first down when you got to eat up some yards.
Carson Molyneux has checked in as the running back. He'll get the call on second down, and Molyneux's also finding the same space to run that Trujillo's found. He's got a Highland first down. Actually, they're going to rule him just short. I mean, about a foot short. 3rd and inches.
Seemed like a pretty accurate spot, Jack. Referees have been pretty good with spotting the ball correctly tonight.
And I've certainly been a little ahead of myself tonight on some of these calls. Missed extra point, missed first down call. Only so much you can do from this vantage point.
Right. High in the sky.
And this might be a false start before the play.
I think they are. I think they're going to get the left guard.
So that'll push Highland back 5 yards. Does it change the play call, though?
Chandler Burton, number 72.
Third down and 6 from their own 41. Still looks like the same play. And now Daly might change it. Desert Ridge has got everybody inside these 6 yards. Molyneux, left side, charging forward, tripped up, just short of the marker.
We switched personnel in the backfield, but not much of a difference. Still a big gashing this Boulder Creek defense for a lot of yardage.
So
running hard, running well.
4th down and 1. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Almost no question in my mind. As soon as he came up a bit short, I thought Farrell's going to go for it, especially at midfield. Trust his defense. I think this puts a little bit of confidence back in the defense in case they don't get it after giving up a touchdown.
4th and 1, ball on the beak of the logo. Molyneux, he'll get stuffed in the backfield, so it backfires the decision to go for it. And Boulder Creek with a little bit of momentum now. I mean, you're still down 22, but a touchdown on the last drive, positive field position on this drive.
It was a rare win in the trenches for Boulder Creek there on the left side of their defensive line, eating up the right guard and right tackle. For Highland, that's Cooper Stevens and A.J. Dutchover over there. There's immediate penetration, and Molyneux really had nowhere to go.
After all that, it was essentially the same play. They're in the same play, just in separate gaps on 3rd down and 4th down, and Desert Ridge was ready for it the 3rd time they saw it. Jags were going to go empty. Now they bring McKenzie right next to McKenzie. He'll take the snap. Looks kind of like a broken play. McKenzie's got to scramble. He'll go to his right. Looks down the field and just kind of throws it out of bounds. Had Jaden Clifford, who is traded in the quarterback duties for receiving now. Looks still kind of like they're trying everybody out right now.
They are. This is definitely a dress rehearsal for Boulder Creek as the tubas play in front of the Highland student section. During the play, which I thought was a little unusual, right through the snap, those tubas kept going, undeterred.
Now, this is a Highland tradition, Jack, that you'll come to love. It's tuba turn-up. And I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. The first time that I watched it, I was like, okay, yeah. All of a sudden, it just kind of seeps through the cracks, and you're like, wow, I miss tuba turn-up. Last year, they had coverings on the tubas, and so it was a little different. It just kind of didn't bring the same atmosphere. Tuba turn-up's back in 2021.
Certainly has me fired up. I'm immediately in love with tuba turn-up.
Easy to love.
Injected into my veins.
Easy to love.
Wish it was all game long.
There you see the Farrell's Fanatics roaring their approval. 3rd down and 11 in a 22-point game.
Any chance Boulder Creek has to come here as flags fly and the play's blown dead. We'll get a false start.
And we'll back them up 5 more yards.
Killer penalty, Jack.
It just, right when I was kind of declaring momentum towards their side, Boulder Creek kind of shoots themselves in the foot, goes 5 yards backwards.
They haven't, as many points down as they are in this game, they haven't really made all that many mistakes. Not a lot of flags against them. They've just more been physically dominated by Highland.
I mean, the turnover in terms of the offensive play is McKenzie's looking deep. He's got a man. Just really good coverage by Kyle Wright. And a penalty flag comes in there. They're going to get Wright for face guarding. I got ahead of myself again because it was good coverage, but Wright never turned around to locate the football.
He never turned around, and that's a big no-no as a defensive back. It's an easy cheat for a referee to make that call if you see the defensive back doesn't try to make a play on the ball. And the thing that's going to be tough for that Highland DB, is that the ball was grossly underthrown. He turns around, he could be in place for an interception. Instead, it's going to move up Boulder Creek and put them on the plus side of the field here in the 3rd quarter.
Yep. 3rd down and 1 is where they're going to mark it. So it was 3rd and 16. Now it's a 15-yard penalty, pushes them forward to the 35-yard line. Good strong throw by McKenzie, just a sophomore. But he is out from the quarterback spot on this play. He's lined up all the way to the left side. And they'll go sneak forward. And it is Clifford back in at quarterback. Close to a first down. We'll see if they give it to him.
You saw Boulder Creek line up in that I formation for a power run. It looked like a 1970s Nebraska team just ready to run it down your throat. And they did it. They got the line to gain. So,
yeah, the Barry
something we hadn't
Switzer,
seen yet.
Barry Switzer special on 4th down. Good old-fashioned corn-fed football.
That's it.
Gets the chains moving. First down and 10 at the 32. McKenzie, they'll throw again. Looking right, McFarland. And he is popped and then swarmed.
Just a sea of black jerseys, Jack, coming to the ball. They do get the completion off, good for a few yards. Looked like McFarland may be able to shake that first tackle, but as soon as contact is made, even when he doesn't go down, the Highland defender knows he's got friends coming.
It's like a pack of hyenas to the football.
Exactly. I believe that was Chance Cawthon on the tackle, middle linebacker.
Your voice went up, so that would be a question, not a statement.
It's Chance Cawthon on the tackle.
Either way,
middle linebacker.
There you go. Either way, 6 Highland defenders should get credit for that tackle. They go to McFarland again. He's got the catch made, and he's close to a first down.
Looks like they're going to mark him just shy. So Boulder Creek showing definitely some offensive improvement in the second half. There really was nowhere to go but up. But the fact they're moving the ball in the first half, it would be we considered a successful play for them if they got 2 or 3 yards. Now they're showing they can gash through the ball a little bit. I think they got a little more confidence in their young quarterback rotation. And they're, if nothing else, it won't matter in this game for the final result, but they're showing themselves that they can throw, they can move the ball in more ways than one.
3rd down and 1. And once again, looks like they're going to go power. Highland's a little more ready for it this time. They try to surge forward, and it's a rugby scrum, and a couple players getting pulled back from the pile. We'll see what the spot is. It was Clifford on the carry again.
Looks like the far side referee is going to give him a pretty generous spot. It looked initially as though he was positioned beyond the sticks.
Yeah, the line judge is going to spot the football as he had one of the more clear vantage points, and he's going to spot it with enough yards gained for a first down. So the clock continues to roll. 1:45 left in this 3rd quarter. Still not over, even though it's a 22-point game. It is still not over. Oh, bad snap and mishandled by McKenzie.
Falls back on. I was going to say, the Highland defense looks like it's on their heels a little bit for the first time tonight. A little bit gassed. Boulder Creek's going a little up-tempo, and I think it's put them, as you see, Coach Farrell making a couple more substitutions on the defensive line, hoping to get some fresh legs in this game to get back to their ways of stuffing the run and really putting some pressure in the backfield against McKenzie.
Yeah, Rowan McKenzie bobbled the snap. I said it was a bad snap, but really it was just bobbled by the quarterback. Just in a couple plays tonight where Boulder Creek, I keep wanting to call them Desert Ridge because they're also the Jaguars.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what the connection was.
Sure. Yeah, it's a valid question. McKenzie throws to the outside. It's way too tall for Clifford, and it'll make it 3rd down and forever 14 yards with 45 seconds left in the 3rd.
McKenzie got under that one a little bit, was flat-footed, let his arms sail out wide, and just airmailed it.
From the opponent 26-yard line, Boulder Creek.
Looked like if Joseph Allen had actually sat back and covered instead of being right up on press, he may have had an interception fall in his lap there. But the coverage was too good for Highland. Can't complain about that.
Cornerbacks are soft. Off their receivers on 3rd down. They're going to air it out for the end zone. It's almost intercepted. Great defensive play by Brock Flahart.
Flahart stays with them. Even matched up against a bigger receiver, he stands his ground, goes up, high points the ball, breaks it up. Successful play on really what was a pretty nice ball from McKenzie towards that back right corner of the end zone.
It just had a little bit too much air and allowed Brock to square up to the ball. So 4th down and 14.
playmakers in the secondary, Jack.
Yeah, a lot of guys we've mentioned tonight. Even Rudy Van Rooyen is checked in as a cornerback, listed on the roster as a middle linebacker, but he's playing cornerback at the bottom of your screen. They're going to target him. They're going to go for Clifford in the end zone. Pass is broken up. 2 Hawks came in to knock it down. And Van Rooyen was one of them. The other man, Flahart.
A lot of contact there, Jack. I like the no call, though. Both the receiver and the 2 backs were jockeying for position. Their legs got tangled up a bit. No harm, no foul.
And the carpet towards a comeback pulled out from under the Jaguars.
So the Highland defense does hold, gets a little pep back in their step after allowing the touchdown a drive ago. They come back to the sideline a little more confident and getting their offense back on the field. Hopefully Highland can put together a nice drive here that can give their gassed defense a little bit of a rest.
Defense has been on the field a long time during this third quarter. Now Highland trying to eat some minutes. And the pass is caught across the middle by Mason Sparks for a first down. Positive play.
Another beautiful ball by Daly. Stays calm and poised in the pocket. Steps, fires, delivers right into the chest. And another first down for Highland. We've seen like the chain gang's been busy tonight when Highland's been on the offensive side of the ball.
Gage Daly in the shotgun. And he'll hand it off to the left side. Goes Falagrady, and he charges forward across midfield. It'll make it second and short, really short. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. 36-14, Highland leads it. A 22-point advantage built on the back of an incredibly strong first half in the third quarter where they really didn't have to do that much offensively. And Highland has been strong throughout tonight's game. This game's brought to you by Cure All Plumbing for over 15 years. A local family-owned plumbing company has been servicing the entire Phoenix area, residential and commercial properties in Tempe, Gilbert, Scottsdale, and all over the valley. A family-owned and operated company taking genuine pride in the quality of the work that they offer, as well as the way they take care of customers. Full scope plumbing services specializing in sewer line replacements, trenchless pipelining, and certified permaliner installers. If you are in need of a reputable and trusted plumbing company, call Cure All Plumbing. We'll be right back on the other side of this break. Score is 36-14. The Hawks trying to bring a Week 1 victory home. Welcome back to the Nest. Jack Johnson alongside me, Jack Loader. 36-14 game. The Hawks lead it and control possession as we start the final quarter of tonight's game. Maybe not the best of the 3 quarters for Highland in that third, Jack, but still they really didn't bleed that much in terms of the lead that they came in with.
Exactly. I think they treaded water a little bit. That's something you can do. You have the luxury of doing when you have such a big cushion. But look for them to start the fourth quarter strong here with a nice drive.
Daly will throw it out, and a shoestring catch. And third down and short coming up. That'll actually bring him back a little bit. Cam Miner's down in the student section the first time. Cam's hanging out with the fans. Cam, we'll throw it down to you and see what Farrell's Fanatics has been cooking up all night long. All right, we'll revisit Cam in a second. I get it, you're getting to know some guys, having good conversation. Why did you want to talk to us?
So loud down there, he can't even hear us go to him.
Daly, another pretty ball. Is just not enough running room. Wow, flag comes in at the end of the play. Jack, what could that be for?
I'm not sure. It looked like the ref pulled it out well after the ball had landed. Maybe some extracurricular activity going on after the play. Those guys have been going up against each other all game long. Emotions running high. But we'll see. Thought they were going to tell us what the penalty was, but it looks like they're reading off the 50-50 raffle winner, which is just as important, Jack, if not more.
At this stage of the night, it is definitely more for the fans than a measly piece of cotton on the field. Anyways, Cam's ready, so we'll go down to Cam. Cam, what you got? First down and 10 after the penalty. So we found out it was on Boulder Creek. Tunnel screen. Daly throws it out to Hess. But he is wrapped up and brought to the ground.
Very short gain.
Second and long coming up. Starter still out for the Hawks. This isn't a point of the game where you would pull the starters.
No, I think if they get in the end zone here, Jack, you may see some shuffling. Above all else, you want to avoid a silly injury. It would be really, you'd feel really bad if a starter were to be injured in the final 6 or 7 minutes of a 30-point game. So I think if the Highland's able to get in the end zone here, they'll set some guys out.
Daly across the middle, and the pass is caught, and the first down for the Hawks as Hunter Stewart, the first time we've really mentioned Stewart's name tonight. He was one of Daly's top targets last year.
He did a great job rolling out, making the catch, and then looking upfield, getting north to south, shaking a tackle, and diving really for that first down yardage. So the whole Highland squad showing out tonight. The team is a well-oiled machine right now.
First down and 10 coming up for the Hawks at the Jags' 24-yard line. Aiden Withis is the running back. Jace Patton, who's caught a couple passes tonight, his average is really high because those passes went for big yardage as Withis carries.
Boulder Creek was ready for that one. Suffocating run D in the middle.
And just not much on first down. Week 1, your first time seeing Gage Daly. I asked you a little bit earlier in the broadcast, but what are the thoughts now that you've seen it live?
He's just a great game manager as well as everything, and I don't mean that in a negative way. Sometimes when you talk about a quarterback and you say game manager, it means
you're minimizing their abilities as an athlete.
I've already talked about how great he's been throwing the ball, how great he's been running the ball, and really facilitating this offense. But the way he kind of commands a calmness and respect from his teammates and the opposition alike has been really impressive. I think Gage Daly has passed my test with flying colors. All I heard coming in was how good this kid's going to be, and I didn't know if those assessments were at all exaggerated, but so far they haven't been. This kid, it looks like he could play the heck out of the quarterback position.
A Boulder Creek injury has stopped play. When we resume play, it'll be 2nd and 8 from the Jag 22-yard line. Hey, not your typical injury attorney. That's Byron Brown, the tattooed attorney. The law group, it's just not your average suit and tie personal injury law firm. When you call Byron Brown, he will personally take your call and handle every aspect of your accident case. His friendly, down-to-earth style and proven track record of personal injury awards and settlements ensures that you're dealing with a true professional. No BS. Whether you're suffering from a car accident, motorcycle accident, dog bite, or slip and fall injury, he will fight passionately to help you receive full and fair compensation for your injuries without having to pay any legal fees up front.
Tell you what, if I were the Brown Law Group, I'd be sitting by the phone with the way these Highland players have been swarming the backfield of this Boulder Creek offense.
As the season goes on, we're just going to keep finding better tie-ins and better segues into these ad reads.
Right. You get your money's worth when you advertise with us.
100%. Of course, yeah, I mean, these sponsors making these broadcasts happen this season in 2021. Just really happy to have them on board for this broadcast. Enhancing the experience that we're able to bring you at home, even the folks that are watching here in the stadium. Daly throws across the middle. Patton, with the man on his back, still catches it inside the 10. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks. What a catch.
Really nice play by Patton. It was actually a poor ball from Gage Daly, one of the first we've seen from the night. He got on top of it a little bit and threw it. Instead of hitting him between the numbers, really below the belt, Patton goes down and adjusts it while someone was climbing on his back, as you mentioned. So an impressive catch for the big body tight end.
Patton folded like a chair on that play.
He did.
Still brought it in.
That couldn't have felt good, Jack.
And Daly had some words for Patton as they walked in the next play. And I'm not a mind reader, but I'm sure a lot of that was, I should probably get that ball up a little bit. He's a much bigger target than anybody else Daly's throwing to on this team, as Highland's going to take a timeout.
Coach Farrell wants to talk things over with his offensive unit as they try to punch into yet another score here. He hasn't had to use many timeouts tonight because everything's gone pretty much according to plan.
This is actually the first timeout the Hawks have taken all night.
Really?
And it comes with 8:48 left in the fourth quarter.
I knew it hadn't been many, but I didn't know it was the first one. That's I think a testament to just how well they've executed their plan tonight.
There's a few telltale signs that alert you that things are going your way in football. One of them is get to the fourth quarter without having talked it over with your team. In
100%.
week one.
Yeah, and it's I think they prepared really well. They're a really well-coached group. And in about 8.5 minutes, they're going to be a happy team in the locker room.
8.5 minutes away from a 1-0 start. They're not going to reach Farrell's stated goal at halftime of a 42-point lead and a running clock, but they will have running momentum into week 2 against Pinnacle.
Very much so.
As the Pioneers come to Highland. First time the Hawks will play Pinnacle in over 2 years. Daly's going to go under center.
I was going to say the same thing, under center for what seems like the first time all
They'll
night.
fake it to him. Slip a man out in the flat, and it's bobbled and incomplete. Cawthon was wide open.
He had the touchdown on his mind, took his eye off the ball a little early, looked upfield. Got to bring the ball with you, Jack.
He was thinking end zone before thinking catch.
So a nice play design, wasted. We'll see how Highland responds.
So Cawthon checks out, and Highland brings in some new personnel. But the man that remains the same will take the snap. Gage Daly, and he'll take it, and they'll run straight forward, powering into the end zone for the touchdown.
Relentless running, Jack. No being denied there. Hits the line, absorbs contact, and keeps chugging on through to the end zone.
Highland scores to make it a 42-14 lead and a dominant week 1 start. Crew Crockett on for the extra point. He's been perfect since his first PAT attempt was missed, and Crockett remains perfect.
Adds another.
Highland fans, tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by the Mahoney Group, tracing its roots back to 1915. Over the last 100 years, it has emerged as one of the largest independent insurance and benefits brokerage in the nation. Substantial growth has been driven by their focus on a number of specialties, including habitational, tribal, condominiums, self-storage, single-family investment home, pest control programs. The Mahoney Group recognizes our success comes from dedication, commitment, and involvement in the communities they serve.
Nicely done.
Say we're about 5 for 6 tonight.
I don't think you've missed a beat.
Thank you, man.
Highland will kick it away again. They've been a busy unit tonight with all the scoring. When you put up 43 points, you're going to be kicking the ball deep more than a few times. And it's another their kickoff game. Not only the kicker, but the kick coverage has been pristine tonight, Jack.
And for the Jaguar return men, have just got to be seeing ghosts out there with the way they've been hit tonight. It's been a chore to cross the 20-yard line. And we won't worry about the deep man. It's a short kick, handled nicely, and then dashing out of bounds was Andrew McKenzie.
A panicked fair catch there was by McKenzie. Wanted to make sure he secured the ball and got out of bounds.
There's been enough issues with Jaguar return men securing kickoffs that I think McKenzie just wanted to get the catch and get this drive started.
Clock in, clock out.
(43-14). 8 minutes left. Stranger things have happened. Larger comebacks have occurred, but with the way this game has looked, and especially since it is week 1, Highland's got to be pretty comfortable about where they're at. So now we turn our attention to the Boulder Creek side, and what are the things that they're trying to accomplish as a timeout is taken by the Jags before this drive. So they'll have even more time to talk it over, which gives us a little bit of time to talk about it. What are the things you try to accomplish when you're down 29 in a game such as this?
Well, this is what I think Boulder Creek's going to show a little character here. You know, you're down by a lot. You're not going to win this game, but I think they're playing for pride right now, and they're playing to bring some momentum into their week 2 matchup, right? You don't want to go off on a sour note. They're going to be disappointed with the result tonight, but if they can put together a nice drive here, they've shown they can score. They've shown they can move the ball. If they can really prove that and put together some good film to look at this week, I think it'll make them all the more better for their matchup next week and beyond.
And for the Highland defense tonight, despite replacing some of their better players like Cam Colomore, Cooper Brown, and Emin Allen, boy, they have been as advertised.
But sir, exactly as you said, as advertised, they've been dominant. Almost no missed assignments, constantly in the backfield. Fisher K-Mac's been incredibly impressive. And the whole unit really has been making life not very fun for the quarterback, revolving door for Boulder Creek and the entire offense.
The Jaguars come back out. It is McKenzie, the quarterback again, and they fooled the linebacker with that throw, and then it was dropped by Clifford, and that is a bad look for number 18. He was wide open and backpedaling, and it's a tough catch when you're backpedaling like that.
Tough catch, but it's right there in the basket. A nice throw from McKenzie, and like I was just saying, you want to instill some confidence. That's not exactly the way to do it.
It's just sometimes it'll get in your head as an athlete when you have something that wide open.
Right.
It just comes so unexpectedly.
We'll say he lost it in the lights.
There's just times where you either swing and miss, it pitches right down the middle. You miss a couple of wide open three-pointers. Plays like that happen.
We've had about 16 seconds come off the clock in the last 10 minutes. A lot of stoppages, a lot of incomplete passes.
And they'll hand it off, so that'll get the clock rolling, but it won't get much yardage on the attempt as McKenzie was knocked down after a gain of 2.
If you're going to try to run the ball against Highland this year, I think they've put out a PSA tonight. You better be ready to set the edge and get some positive ground if you're offensive lineman, get up the field, because this team has shown that they can get penetration in the backfield and really dominate the trenches and make the running game really tough for any opponent.
And one of the things is Highland's never going to scare you with their size, but what they lack in size, they have an advantage in quickness. They're bringing pressure after McKenzie. He's flushed. He throws on the run. He's got a man just a little too tall, intended for Clifford again, so they go right back to him. And that was a nice ball thrown by McKenzie.
Exactly, Jack. I was going to say McKenzie let go a pretty nice ball there, just put about 3 feet too much on it. I appreciate I respect the way Boulder Creek is really kind of opening up the offense right now, really taking some downfield shots, taking some risks, allowing their quarterback to try to make plays. I think it's going to do good things for the young man's confidence.
Yeah, you're not playing with kind of the nerves and the unknown. You still don't really know what you have offensively for Boulder Creek, but you're never going to know unless you take chances. And in this second half, really with nothing to lose, that's what they've been doing.
And I think it's done them well. I mean, their offense looks a lot better, a lot more breathable in the first half. There was really nothing going on. It was a tough watch even. And now they're spreading out. They're getting some moving parts. They're pulling out guards. They're letting tackles get up the field on runs. And I think it's done them well, even though the result won't be there for them tonight. They're gonna be able to take some things away from this game in a positive manner.
Keegan Gaffney kicks it away. That was a nice punt by Gaffney. Pins Highland back. So let's look at the personnel that trots out on the field for the Hawks and see if Gage Daly is among them. He is not, and so it looks like Daly's night is over. Matt Martinez, the backup quarterback, will take over for Daly. Trujillo also out. Carson Molyneux is in the game. And it looks like second teamers will play as the Highland faithful salute the starters in a night they put up 43 points.
Yeah, the Highland team comes off the field, and as the run is stuffed by the Boulder Creek defense. The Highland starters come off the field and show the student section some love. They've been focused all night, but now with the game in hand, they can turn around and really appreciate the packed house that is this stadium tonight.
Way to adapt there, Jack. Dual threat. Analyst and play-by-play.
Can't teach that.
So Molyneux will be sent to the edge. 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen. 1 to the lower side. Martinez in the gun. And a straight give and a lot of room for Withis as he decides to go left and crosses the first down out across the 45.
Nice gain of about 12 by Withis there. You think even though he's not as intimidating in stature as some of the other runners, he runs the same way. And I think in practice, when you see your peers hitting those holes and embracing contact as much as these Highland runners do, it rubs off on some of the younger, even smaller guys.
Good run by Withis. And Molyneux's back. He'll go left off the left tackle, still on his feet, and another first down. Broke a tackle to lunge across the Jag 45-yard line. And they'll move the chains again. 2 running plays have gained more than 20 yards.
Insert name here, Jack. Whether it's Trujillo, Molyneux, or Withis, they've really been able to move the ball on the ground, and that's a testament to the offensive line.
And the second-string offensive line still moving the Jags off the ball. You got to give credit to guys like Chandler Barton, 72, right guard position. But that play off left tackle.
Yeah, they've been opening holes all night long.
Martinez takes a snap. Pressure comes and the ball is batted down.
Nice defensive play there from Boulder Creek. You shot as a defensive lineman if you're getting in the backfield and the ball is being released to get those arms up.
And an emphatic reaction from Joey Parrish, number 54 on the Jags. Don't tell him that it's 43-14.
Oh, he's playing like it's 43-14 Boulder Creek.
2nd and 10 from the 48. Molyneux is on the right hip of Martinez. He'll get the carry. He'll charge left, then come back right. And a lot of white jerseys surround Molyneux after a short gain. 3rd down and about 7 coming up.
I think Boulder Creek is kind of realizing that Coach Farrell's going to be pretty happy with putting the ball on the ground here, running out some clock. So they're stuffing the box and putting some good plays on the Highland run attack from the second team offense, I'll say.
Still a couple first-teamers out there. Mason Sparks is towards the bottom of the screen. Bertrand Barry are the 2 wide receivers lined up low. Aiden Withis is the running back on 3rd down and 7. Still have yet to see Martinez attempt to pass. His only pass attempt of the night, a blindside hit where he lost the ball. Here's his throw, and it's a little too tall, but flags fly into the air, and we'll see what the call is.
Maybe some sort of pass interference on the Boulder Creek defense. Usually when you see multiple flags fly, the ref saw a pretty blatant violation.
5 minutes left in this game. This will actually be a false start against Highland.
I stand corrected. That'll back up the Hawks a little bit.
That's not unsurprising, Jack. Long third down, you know it's going to be a pass play as an offensive lineman, and you know the pressure is going to be coming as Boulder Creek was bringing pressure on that play. You're going to want to try to get out of your stance as fast as possible, maybe a little bit too quick there. Highland's going to bring on the kick team. But they did give Martinez one more pass play. I like to see that. You never want your quarterback to go out, one pass play, get drilled, fumble, scoop and score, and then never see the field again.
Right, that'll be good for his confidence to know that his coach at least puts him back out there and says, hey, we still trust you to get this job done, although that scoop and score wasn't exactly his fault.
No, that was just a missed block on the offensive line. So Preston Bryce is out to kick. It's a low snap handled by Bryce, and he'll send it deep. And this is a spiraling kick.
Nice punt.
Brings the Jag return man to a knee. Right about the 9-yard line is where the Jags will start, as we are right at the cusp of 5 minutes left in tonight's game.
So like I said earlier, the Jags on this drive try to get some confidence, get some rhythm, put together some good film, because at this point that's all it would be, is a moral victory. Finish strong. Looks like we got a lot of first-teamers still out there on the defensive end, but some new faces as well.
McKenzie will throw on the flat, and the pass is caught by Trent Scott. Close to a first down, man. He took a shot at the end of that play. And Highland motioning, they're motioning that they recovered that football.
The Highland fans chanting, I believe that they will win. It's a bold claim at this point in the game, Jack.
They're close to a first down, 2nd down and 9. Still about every student that showed up at 7 p.m. kickoff still here.
Yeah, it's a party, man. They're having fun down there. Like I said earlier, there were the limited amount of student section opportunities last school year. So for these kids to be out in full force, I think they're making the best of it.
Jet sweep. McKenzie trying to get past a man. Stiff arms one. Can't stiff arm the next guy. Joseph Allen it was Alexander Fallon Grady.
More good sideline pursuit from the Highland defense, Jack. They've been doing it all night. Not slowing it down here in the final 4 minutes of a blowout.
And you mentioned, you can't run through them, at least Boulder Creek can't. You could try to go around them, but that was just a really nice play by Joseph Allen. He came from the free safety spot to be the first man challenging McKenzie. 2nd and medium. McKenzie looking left the whole way, throws to McKenzie. Back shoulder catch is made, and a first down.
McKenzie to McKenzie. That's nice for the parents.
The McKenzie connection.
Right. It's always special when siblings get to play together. When I was playing high school baseball, my brother was my catcher, and I was throwing to him. And
really?
It was way cooler for my parents than it was for us. But it's always nice. I always think of that when I see brother duos on the field together at any level.
Going back out, just playing catch.
Exactly.
McKenzie, plenty of time, but it's running out, and he tries to throw to McKenzie, and he can't believe he dropped that football. And they are letting their sophomore quarterback down in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, McKenzie's going to hear about that one at the dinner table from McKenzie sometime this week.
So 2nd and 10 coming up. Well, we had Cam ask Coach Farrell at the end of the first half where their team was going out for dinner. I'm sure wherever these Boulder Creek kids are going out, That's where the McKenzies will talk about that drop.
Yes.
McKenzie with plenty of time, still has time, airs it out. He's got a man inside the 15. What a catch. And a great throw by the sophomore. And there's your future.
Nice play, nice play. Like I said, man, get the ball, spread it out, start throwing the ball, even get some air under it, get some confidence, and that's going to be a fun one for them to look at in the film room this week. Nice ball from the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, that was a really nice throw by Rowan McKenzie, who has seemed to grow up as this game has gone on. And they've got it all the way down to the 13-yard line. He also benefited Jack from the amount of time that he had
great protection
to survey the whole field.
Great protection.
So we'll see if they go with first down and 10. And they're going to ride the sophomore to the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Jack McFarland has his second touchdown catch of the night. And the Jags get back on the board with 2:52 left in the fourth.
So Boulder Creek breaks 20. They do exactly what we were saying about having a little confidence-building drive. And for the sophomore quarterback, McKenzie, I think this drive in this second half as a whole is going to do great things for his confidence because he's really shown that he can air it out a little bit. I think he's proven that to not only himself, but his coach.
I agree. Especially when you factor in that he did not start tonight's game. Obviously, they're still kind of deciding who they want to go forward with, at least at 7 p.m. tonight. Seems like the question has been answered. It's number 12.
I think the question has been answered, and no team wants to have a revolving door at quarterback. That's no way to run an offense. So I think the Boulder Creek's head coach is looking for a way to figure that out.
Yeah, McKenzie's feeling good now. 2-point conversion is completed. And he's looking like the man going forward for this Jaguar offense. And it's just the rotation of Valley High School football. You know, we talked about Gage Daly being a 3-year starter, and Rowan McKenzie has all the looks of a 3-year starter that we'll be seeing for years to come here against Highland whenever the Boulder Creek Jaguars roll in, or Highland goes out to Anthem to play the Jaguars. Hey, fans, if you need orthodontic services, Dr. Blaine Arcuser is an orthodontist in Mesa, Arizona, providing expertise in straightening your teeth, provides advice on braces, aligners, orthodontic headgear, and more. Make sure to call Dr. Blaine Arcuser for all your orthodontic needs. Did you ever have braces?
I did have braces twice, actually.
Really?
Yes.
What was the first time?
Once in 4th grade.
Okay.
And then again for 2 years in 8th and 9th grade. So,
how disappointed were you when you found out about the second trip?
I think they might have told me when the first one, but it's pretty devastating. You know, you got to wear the braces for at least a couple years. And
onside kick's going to bounce out of bounds.
Flag comes out for the illegal kick out of bounds.
I mean, there's nothing more valuable than also having a good orthodontist.
Oh, yeah.
When someone's going to be tightening braces or even the painful process of putting them on, you got to want a guy that you can trust, Dr. Blaine Arcuser.
Blaine Arcuser. I'm glad the East Valley has Dr. Blaine. Glad they're in good hands. Any other dentistry we should cover tonight?
That's all I got on the sheet.
All right.
But the beautiful thing, Jack, we got the same sponsors for the remaining 9 games of this year's season.
Or maybe we'll have them on have them on the broadcast at some point. We've been doing. I mean, you've been doing a great job talking them up, but I feel like they should have the chance to vouch for themselves, especially if they're Highland football fans.
Absolutely. Speak to the faithful.
Let's get this kickoff going.
Well, considering they already kicked it off, let's get the first snap for the drive.
Snap going. It's late. 2:52 to go.
Yeah, it is 9:30, just about 45 minutes past Jack's bedtime in Gilbert, Arizona.
I'm a night owl. Not sure what the holdup here is there, though, on a serious note.
Well, no matter the score, no matter the time, the student section is as loud as they've been. Martinez will hand it off, and charging through the middle and keeping both hands on the football is Falagrady, and he's close to a first down.
More beautiful running from Highland. Holes being opened up, hard running. whoever is coaching those running backs and is in charge of that run game is going to be patting themselves on the back tonight, Jack.
That's how I carry my MacBook through the hallways at Cronkite.
Yeah.
2 hands.
Treacherous. There's arms flying everywhere.
Yep. Ball security.
Ball security. Be an expensive fumble.
Oh, man. Expensive fumble. A tough conversation to have with your parents. Valagrady remains in at running back. Martinez still in at quarterback. 2nd and 1. Farrell's Fanatics, as loud as they've been, as Valagrady goes in between the left guard and tackle for a first down.
Some of the Highland starters are getting behind the bench and interacting with the student section more than ever, pumping them up, posing for pictures.
Yeah, Jace Patton, Cooper Stevens, and A.J. Dutchover, 3 of the starters who have been resting on the sidelines for much of the fourth quarter, getting these Highland fans involved.
On first down here, Jack, with just about 100 seconds to go in the game, we could see Farrell have him put it on a knee here, but I think he wants to run some plays with his second and third unit now, get them some air time.
It's still Valagrady and Martinez alone in the backfield, and there goes Valagrady. And we probably have time for 2 more plays, maybe 1 more.
As the clock ticks under a minute, the band's playing, the cheerleaders are dancing, and it's all the makings of a big-time opening win.
The Hawks are going to go 1-0 into their game next week against Pinnacle. Again, tougher tests await later on in the season, namely Chandler and Hamilton.
Yep.
And Highland still trying to exercise those demons of that 2018 semifinal loss to the Wolves and that 2019 last-second loss to the Hamilton Huskies, where Daly, in his second start, was tackled at about the 2-yard line on the last play of the game. So Highlands had their chances against those 2 teams, but against Boulder Creek, just simply better, faster, stronger tonight.
Yep. And we talked about how this team plays in one of the toughest regions in this state and in the entire Southwest, and there's not a lot of cupcakes on the schedule. I'm not saying by any means that Boulder Creek is necessarily a cupcake, but I think they aren't as strong as a lot of people anticipated, or at least haven't shown it tonight. And so Highland's has a nice, easy, get us in their game. They passed every test and then some, and I think they're going to be real happy with what they see on film this week, Jack.
Want to thank all our sponsors for making this broadcast possible, especially our top sponsor, Valens Semiconductor Solutions. The Highland Hawks in the victory formation, ready to go 1-0 in 2021. What a start to Friday Night Lights this year for the Hawks. They will go 1-0 again to start their season. It's another home victory. No bad juju with the numbers on the helmets. They result in 43 points and a 21-point victory over Boulder Creek. They are 2-0 in their last 2 against the Jags.
It's an all-around dominant performance. We highlighted it all night. Really not a lot you can there's not going to be a lot to harp on in this performance from Highland. Everything went right tonight in Gilbert. Great student section, great turnout, and Highland's 1-0. It's a new football season in the East Valley.
Cam Miner is going to be down on the field with some of the stars of this game. Jack, they started out fast. They never took their foot off the gas tonight.
Not once on any phase of the game. We talked about how the offense was gashing them with the run. The defense was in the backfield of Boulder Creek all night, and the special teams, after the missed PAT on the first drive of the game, really settled in nicely as well. So a holistic win from Highland tonight.
And looking forward to next week against Pinnacle. Obviously, they'll be preparing during the week. And so we studying this pinnacle team, but just from the performance tonight, what are the things that you think Highland's going to be focusing on in practice?
I think they're going to be focusing on discipline. I think on the offensive line, they're going to be really focused on getting the pass protection nice and figured out because, the offensive line was dominant in the run game. They did have a few lapses when Gage Daly dropped back to pass and when Martinez dropped back to pass in that second quarter there that resulted in the scoop and score. So there's, of course, within every game there's going to be things to highlight and things to fix. But not much tonight from Highland.
Coach Farrell's got everybody chatting down on the field. And we'll take this moment on the broadcast in a little bit more of a sorrow turn. Our condolences from us at the Highland Hawks TV network to Highland Hawks booster president Justin Briggs, all of his family, for the sudden loss of his brother Chad. Chad leaves behind his wife Jess and 3 beautiful little girls. The GoFundMe has been created to help with funeral costs and any unforeseeable costs in the future. We will post that link at the end of this broadcast. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of the Riggs family. No matter what, when your community in high school football and tragedy that has been dealt with several times over the past 2 decades with this Highland Hawk community, it certainly has the factor of bringing people together. And obviously this is an opportunity for the Highland Hawk community to bond even further.
Yeah, I haven't spent a ton of time around this community, but it's clear to me that it's a tight-knit bunch, and when unspeakable and terrible tragedies like this occur, there's no doubt in my mind that the community will band together even stronger. So my thoughts go out to the family, of course, and I'm sure that they'll have a lot of support in this process.
Absolutely. And over the years, when tragedy has struck, the Highland Hawk community has been first and foremost in their support. Down on the field after a 43-22 victory, Cam Miner is getting ready to talk with Coach Farrell. Boulder Creek still trying to figure out their offense and a little bit of their defense after this Week 1 victory. Just looked like Highland was a little more prepared and put together. Obviously, it helps to have a quarterback that has been starting the past 2 years. And we cannot stress how much of an advantage that is in high school football to have a veteran in the quarterback position, because it was obvious in that first quarter for the Jags. They just didn't know exactly what they had or what they could work with.
Yeah, there's no substitute for experience, and there's no way to get it but to have it. So a guy like Gage Daly, he knows how this game works. He knows how this league plays, and I think that's something that not a lot of guys can say that they have at the quarterback position with the kind of continuity that Highland and Coach Farrell's been able to create.
So first Friday night victory. Fisher K-Mac, Cole Crandall, and Coach Farrell will be chatting with Cam Miner. We're going to step aside and go down to Cam Miner in just a minute. But after a 43-22 victory for the Hawks, we'll be right back after this short break and down on the field with Cam Miner. Welcome back to Gilbert, Arizona. 43-22 victory for the Highland Hawks. The third member of our team is down on the field. It is Cam Miner, and he's standing with Cole Crandall.
Cameron Miner here with Cole Crandall. Cole, you just came off your first game of the season. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great.
You know, it's ecstatic. You got the fans here. Everybody's going crazy. You know, how does the energy translate into your game?
You know, last year, having COVID and all that, and not having as many fans, just the energy that the student section bring hypes me up.
You know, there's a lot of DBs out there. You know, they came out trying to look all mean and bad, but you kind of showed them what's up. You know, what were you saying to them? You know, when you lined up against them, what was it like out there?
Hey, I don't say nothing. I just play my game.
Hey, you played your game in it, so you had 2 touchdowns. When you and your quarterback, what's that connection like?
You know, I got the best quarterback in the nation, best O-line in the nation. I got to execute my play. I know he's going to give me the ball.
Yeah, you feel real confident. Hey, I would give you the ball, too, if I was the quarterback. Now you're out here with your boys. You know, there's a lot of people around here. What y'all finna do after the game?
We going to after party, baby.
For sure. Thank you.
Thanks, Cam. 43-22 victory. Cam's going to go grab a few more players. I'm going to read through some ads here, Jack.
I trust you.
The Mahoney Group traces its roots to 1915. Over the last 100 years, they have emerged as one of the largest independent insurance and benefits brokerage in the nation. Their substantial growth has been driven by their focus on a number of specialties, including habitational, tribal, condominium, self-storage, single-family investment home, and pest control programs. The Mahoney Group recognizes their success comes from dedication, commitment, and involvement in the communities they serve. One of the best players on defense tonight for the Hawks, Fisher K-Mac, came in with a monster sack and was a presence in the backfield all night long. Now he's a presence on your screen. He's speaking to Cam Miner.
Cameron Miner here with Fisher, Randall. Fisher, you just coming off your big game right now. Fisher K-Mac. I'm sorry, I apologize. You coming off your big game. You were flying around. What was it like out there?
It was just awesome to get back out here with the full stands, just make some plays. It was very fun tonight.
You know, you got your friends out there. You got your family watching you. What does that mean? And looking into as you out there.
Just having my boys around me makes me just want to fight even harder, go harder. Having my family watch me, my friends, it just makes me want to go harder, make plays. I love it out there.
I talked to you when you practice. You told me pregame was baby and little baby. You said it was little baby. Now keep it real with me. Did you listen to it before the game?
Yeah, I did.
And what song did you listen to?
A bunch. I told you, baby. I listened to that one.
You did?
Yeah.
All right, for sure. It translated well to the game. You know, hope you had a good time. Thank you. For sure.
Back here in Gilbert, Arizona, Jack Johnson wrapping things up. It was a strong victory for the Highland Hawks in Week 1. Exactly what they needed. They go after the opponent. They defeated in the semis in a razor-thin 35-28 victory. And this week they handled them 43-22. Exactly what the Highland Hawks were looking for. Now they look ahead to Pinnacle, and that will be our next broadcast, 7 p.m. next Friday night, right here from the Nest. Jack Johnson, Jack Loader, our entire broadcast team, including our producer, Tobias Rain, Austin Deming, who works on graphics, our cameraman on the sideline, Scott Sanduli, up top, Deshaun, our cameraman who has been getting all the live game shots, and, of course, Cameron Miner, our sideline reporter on the sideline. Thank you, everybody who has watched tonight. The Highland Hawks win it 43-22. Good night from Gilbert.